Hi, it's Rob from the Gym Tent. I hope you're well. Welcome to this abdominal and back conditioning training session. Okay, so the idea of this class today is about slowing it down for conditioning. We're going to build up the strength of those muscle fibers. We're going to go slow on the control. So please put on some nice, calm, collective music for yourself for the session. Close the doors, let people know you're taking part in the training session and get the most out of this set. Cheers. Take a sip, think around your lips and hydrate. Okay, so from here, let's find a space. You're going to chat around one way, chat around the other. Now, if you are on a laminate floor, just make sure your mat is safe on the floor. And I'd recommend you got a 10 mil yoga mat, so 10 millimeter yoga mat. So let's work on some rotation here. So just ignoring whatever's happening in the rest of your body, just see if you can feel some rotation. And just feel if one side is stiffer than the other as you're rolling and rocking from side to side. From there, we're going to have our feet a fist gap apart, and we're going to work on some side flex work. So reaching down as low as we can to the side, slowly bringing it back each time. Chest stays up nice and high, shoulders back into position. Now, from here, check that foot position, that fist gap apart, and the big toes slightly turned in so that the second toes are nice and parallel. As you're working through this, allow the pelvis to tilt side to side, slowly controlled. And as usual, try and make sure that you're in a nice kind of straight line position here. So you're playing with glass, sliding from side to side, just rotating and hinging. From here, we're going to slowly hinge forward. We're slowly going to come back up through into standing, drive the pelvis forward, stand and stretch overhead. We're going to work again. We're going to hinge. We're then going to extend. And then we're going to reach overhead again. Every time, slow and controlled through that movement. Dropping the chin on the chest, feeling the curvature through your spine. Feel the big toe to the little toe firmly down to the ground. The lift up overhead, the push back into extension, and circling the arms back wide, back down to the base. Might find a few pops and cracks and creaks coming out the shoulders. That's all good. And work one more here. From here, we're going to stand on our right leg. We're going to hitch our left hip up. And take that leg out to the side. Slowly lower it back down again. Keeping the hip hitched, take the leg forward and slowly bring it back to side by side again. Allow the leg to extend behind you. Feel your glutes are engaged. Slowly bring that foot back side by side again. Let's go again. Slow wide kick. You'll feel all the muscles around your pelvis having to work. And these are all of the abdominal muscles that we want to work today. You'll feel the strength in the lower back as well by lifting your sternum, lifting your chest up nice and high. Now, keep the balance here. The standing leg will start to fatigue here in the outside of the glute. That's absolutely fine. Exactly what we're hoping to achieve. All these muscle fibers have got to join on around the pelvis for them to be able to do their job. And those muscles around the pelvis, we need to get strong and flexible and supple. Exactly what we're working on here. You might find your leg lift getting higher. That's good. You might find the standing leg is just getting tired. That's all good too. And rest. Shake it out. Walk around. Now, you'll also notice that I'm doing all these exercises in bare feet. So I'd highly recommend you do the same as well. Let's change it over. So our feet are fist gap apart. And again, we're going to work on that standing lateral leg kick out to the side. Slowly bring it back in. We're going to go forward length. And then we're going to come back length up behind us. Let's go again. Standing leg, kick out to the side. Slowly lower back in. Front leg raise. Back leg extension behind. Go again. Lift strong wide. Strong lift forward. Extension behind. Keeping it slow and controlled all the way through. It's all about the strength in the pelvis, the strength in the back, the strength in the leg raise, the strength in the raise up forward, and the strength in the back extension again. Remember, we're keeping this pelvis hitched up and the leg working strong. If you can feel gravity is taking over, slow down your routine with the strength in the standing leg and all of these muscle fibers working hard. And rest. From now, walk it out, roll your hips, roll the pelvis around. Good work. Shake it out. Let's come back to that standing leg here. And from here, we're going to stand on the right leg. And we're going to circumduct the left leg behind. We're going to keep it off the floor as we circumduct and bring it round to the front again. We're going to keep this movement slow and controlled. Standing glutes, got to really engage here. And again, any point, start to feel that wavering. Engage the glute, lift the chest, go again. Keep the chest lifted. It's all about the strength in the back, strength in the abs. If you're finding this easy, take the point of the toe a little bit wider. Circumduct the foot wider and harder and longer. And release. Shake it out. Walk it out. Shake out the ankles. Let's change it over. So we're standing on the left at this time. The right leg is going to circumduct forward. It's a really good exercise actually if you've got weak ankles or weak feet. It's a good way of building up the strength of the lower extremities of the body. Drive that pelvis forward, lift the chest. And again, if you feel the wave or the balance go, control, get the strength back into it. And if you need balance, grab a chair, grab a wall or something, but try and elevate through the chest. Keep this movement strong. Big, strong lift. Cross over as far as you can. Again, challenge your body. If you're going off balance, that's brilliant. You're increasing your fitness. If you're finding this is easy, I would suggest that you've got greater scope for higher fitness by challenging these movements even bigger and wider. We're going to do one more here. Come on, keep that strength there. And release. Shake it out. Good work. So, grabbing your mat. And then if you can grab some heavier weights, light weights, place them at the head end of your mat, and then slowly lower yourself down to the floor. Okay, so from here we're going to stretch ourselves out nice and long. Feeling the engagement of all the muscles through the body, trying to drop the elbows back to the floor, pointing the toes away. From here, we're going to walk our feet flat to the floor, knees are up to the ceiling. We're going to bring our arms down by our side. So we're going to push up into a rolling back bridge. So from here, we're going to roll up through our spine, curving. And then at this top point, we're just going to push ourselves up high into extension through the hips. You'll find that the chest will start to go up towards the wall behind you. Again, the curve through the spine, slowly lowering you back down. And again. Again, slow, controlled movements. That's the nature of this class. Now you've done a few of these, so we're now going to grab the weights if you feel comfortable. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with the weights in, that's fine. I want to make sure that you've got enough room to extend the weights overhead. Your toe to heel flat down to the floor. And again, you're going to curve through the spine. And we're going to curve again. Arching through the pelvis, and then you're going to slowly lift the weights up to chest height. If you're doing this without the weights, that's fine. Slowly lowering the weights back overhead to extension. Then curve through the spine again. Slowly lowering again. Again, the target all the way through this is slow, controlled movements. We should be able to lift the back one vertebrae by vertebrae at a time. We should be able to lift the weights up to chest height. Again, feeling the brace in the abdominals. And the arms extending back behind again. And then slowly curving back through the spine, back down to the ground. Going to go again. Lifting strong. And slowly lowering behind again. I want you to feel, can you slowly lower that lower back down to the ground? And can you feel the same gap between the knees and the glutes in nice and strong? Good work. Keeping the arms extended overhead. Unless you know you've got a back problem here, then maybe bring your arms down by the side to stabilize and support. The feet are flat to the floor, the knees are positioned. I'm going to roll the hips over to the side. A nice big stretch all the way through the side of the tummy muscles. From here, we can extend the top leg out. Slowly bring the foot back in. Roll back in so the knees go up facing to the ceiling again. From here, we're going to extend both legs out again to straight. We're going to walk both legs back in again. And we're going to roll again. Knees over to the side. Again, using those weights overhead to stabilize. The leg extend on the top, feet come back side by side, come back in through to extension, so knees are up to the ceiling again. Let's work it again, rolling the knees to the side. Chest still facing up to the ceiling, top leg extends out. Top leg flexes back in again, and we slowly pull back up. Now the return of the knees back up to the ceiling is you controlling the movement and using that body strength. This isn't momentum that's carrying it back up, it's muscular strength, it's slow controlled move. Last one please, rotate. It's not just flopping and letting the legs drop to the side. It's a controlled lower of the leg down to the floor. It's a slow controlled lift back up to the top. And release. So from here, we're going to swap that round. We're going to do the other side. I'm just going to do a 180 here on the floor. You've got enough room, that's brilliant. Let's go this again. So we're going to extend the arms up overhead, make sure we've got enough room. And from here, let's walk our knees in, feet into the bottom. Tilt, turn the knees over to the side. Top leg goes out into extension. And knee comes back in, and we use the obliques, the side of those tummy muscles, to work to lift us back up again. Again, each time it's a slow, controlled lower to the side. We're using the weights overhead to try and keep both shoulders flat down to the floor. Two more to go here. Slow control lift. Slow control lower. Slow control extension. Last one here. So good for the abdominals, the pelvis, the lower back, the shoulder movement. As the knees have gone across over to the side again, so we'll make sure that both shoulders are firmly down to the floor as possible. And release. Extending both legs, extending both arms. From here, we're going to take a slow controlled crunch, slowly lowering back down again. Now, if you feel confident with it, you grab the weight, lift straight arms, taking the crunch, and then slowly lower back down. 8 to go to finish. So lift, up and over, crunching through. 7 remain. Slow control movements. Five left here. 4 left here. Keep it slow, keep it controlled. 3 left here. Last 2. Now, if you can, take the sit up higher. Go for it. Last one here. Slow control on the extension. Pull back in. Last one. And release. Good work. From there, rolling over. Take yourself down. Into knees out wide. Extend the arms out fully. Really stretch your lower back in your child's pose position. Forearms down to the floor. Elbows down. And release. Excellent training session now. I hope you enjoyed that training session. As always, if you did it live, hashtag live. If you did it on replay, hashtag the replay. As always, if I can help, please do get in contact with me. I'll see you again next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Grab your water. Cheers. Well trained. Very, very good.